Hey, hey everybody. Kind of the off-the-cuff live chat with me, Bill from MMPC Tech. I just finished my master case racing build. How you doing? There's already some people in here. I've never done this before. How'd you know I was doing it? So yeah, I finally finished it, and we were just taking the final photos today. Yeah, so I thought, hey, we got good lighting. Why not do a live stream and talk about some PC building and modding while I've got time here? You know, should be doing more live streams more often. And those of you that are Le Mans fans, did you watch the race and see that Porsche reclaimed the win for Le Mans? Hey, EK Woody, where you been, man? You still modding stuff? I guess when I set up the live stream before even I go live, people are notified about it. That's pretty cool. What if something happened and I was kidnapped? How would the live stream ever go live? But you guys would all be in the queue waiting? Yeah, you'd all be in there. I did a live stream yesterday on my Facebook, and I thought, well, you know, why not do? Not everybody's friends with me on Facebook, so why not do a live stream on my YouTube channel too? So yeah, we've got good lighting because we just did final studio shots of my build, and I went on a rant yesterday in the live stream, and you know, we could talk about it today, and that's about you know, do you sometimes feel that you've got to have the latest and greatest hardware when you're going to do that next build? And I understand that not all the time can you afford the latest and greatest, right? And when I do my own personal builds, I'm really budget minded. I will try to find the best deals. I will network for deals because I'm cheap that way when it comes to my own stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like I get more enjoyment of just doing the DIY aspects of a build and creating new stuff for it. And this particular build was a great catalyst for some new stuff. First off, I'd never done stainless steel hardline before, which was a huge learning curve. I've got a box full of bent pieces that were screw-ups. It's real fickle to work with. And if you'll notice with this loop here, there's something missing. If you can identify what's missing in this loop, let me know. Because there's something that, you know, it's not really necessary. It's a nice little luxury and it makes things easier, but you know, I just didn't want it because I wanted a super clean build inside of it. Hey, Templar Tile, how you doing? I haven't heard from you for a while. Hey, all you guys. Yes, the reservoir. Nice one. Dennis loves bikes. What kind of bikes do you like? Bicycles or road bikes? Cafe racer bikes, custom bikes? My good friend Eric here in the warehouse where we are at, Peacock Groove, builds custom bicycles. And Fox Sports Network was just at his shop yesterday. They're going to do an episode on him. So, yeah, you know, like I was saying, I will source out the best deal because, first off, I'm a small business owner. I can't afford to buy the bleeding edge of tech. I've got other expenses to keep my business alive, and I've got a family, you know. So, and it's fun to find good deals. Like the motherboard I got from my good friend Daz, and I've always wanted a Gigabyte OC Force, even though it's a few years old. The Z87X-OC. I've always loved that board and wanted one. And he had one with the EK North and South Bridge block because he sells EK water blocks. And he was going to upgrade to a new build. And I said, hey man, what are you going to do with that OC Force board? I'd love to have it for a build. And this color theme is orange and blue, which is, no, it's not, because this is 316 marine grade stainless steel. There's not going to be any corrosion. This is like the medical grade stuff. This is the best stuff. And we also we make these compression fittings. This build was a catalyst for making these compression fittings by MMPC Tech. Now I knew this wasn't going to be a huge selling item because it's very, very niche specialty. But the core is 316 marine grade stainless steel, and we mill it in a CNC lathe, and the cap on it is aluminum because it doesn't touch the water at all. It's isolated from touching the water. So here's the core here. And if you've been a subscriber to my YouTube channel, you've seen me talk about these before. It's just something I wanted to do. I knew that it wasn't going to be a huge seller because we can't compete with other manufacturers that are established making, compression fittings. So, but I wanted to do it for myself. That's the way I am. Sometimes it's like, I want to see if we can do this, And so that's why I did the stainless steel build or the loop on it. It's pretty simple, straightforward. Big fat 360 EK radiator in the front. Gentle Typhoon fans, because I love them because you can take them apart and paint them, and they've got excellent static pressure. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore. Daz does have a version that he sells. You can check out dazmo.com. He does special orders on them, but I've always loved those fans. Also, I've got one is the exhaust fan here too, and this is the Overkill ring that we machine, and this was painted to match the color theme. Now the color theme, if you're a motorsports enthusiast, is of course the classic Porsche livery colors, the Gulf Racing blue and orange. And we actually custom mixed this. We got the factory paint code for the 1970 Porsche 917 factory paint code for the blue and the orange. A lot of people think it's the Ford GT colors, which also was Gulf Racing, but no, it's actually Porsche 917 because the build was inspired by Steve McQueen's movie Le Mans. It's on YouTube too. Check it out if you haven't seen it. The cinematography is freaking awesome. Great racing scenes from 1970. Yeah, it's just an awesome movie. And then the 5 on here, this custom paint job was because it's a Cooler Master Master Case 5. And they had sent me this case when it first came out to do assessment for it with the guys from the modzoo.com. You can find that video on the Modzoo channel. What was my notes about this case too? I wanted to mention some things. See if I can pull them up, guys. Also, I'm going to check through my channel to see what some of your questions are, because they're coming pretty fast for me to answer. So yeah, how you all doing? Are you guys working on some new projects right now? And where are you sharing them anywhere? Let me know. I can, maybe if I get a chance, I can check them out. But so yeah, this Master Case 5. It's an alright case. The build quality of course of Cooler Master is always exceptionally good. There's some little nags I have about it though. When they came out with the Master Case series, they were really trying to get people to buy these add-on accessories for it. Like a top cover that had different ventilation and that. And I don't think a lot of consumers really were excited about that, and especially the retail price when it came out wasn't cheap. It was like like $130 when the Master Case first came out, right? If some of you guys recall that. Once I did a build in it, I kind of wish there was more space behind the motherboard for cables and that. This was the Master Case. No, it doesn't come with a shroud. No, it doesn't have. I had to make this, and what we did is we embedded magnets in it, so it's just easy access. Just like that. No mucking around with screws or whatever. And if you've seen one of my past videos, we had come up with this magnetic clear side panel too. Just like one of the annoyances I have about like clear side panels in a lot of cases is you got to use 4 thumb screws to hold it on. I just thought, wow, there's got to be better ways, and if we've got the right resources to make a better way, right? Why not? Yeah. I'm missing some of the. You got to forgive me. This is the first time I've done this. Oh, here's the questions. They disappeared on me. Hey, there's Callan. Callan was in Taiwan for some type of case mod competition last time I heard from him. What pump? It's a Lang D5, the adjustable speed. It's right here. It's a Lang. It says Alpha Cool on it, but as we all know, they all brand Lang pumps. They all brand the pumps, don't they? Oh, that's good, man. I have yet to be over there. You've beat me over there. Yeah, that's a VDO voltmeter from what is it? What was it taken from? A Volkswagen GTI, which is the same VDO gauge you would find in a Porsche, older Porsche. Volkswagen, Porsche, and Audi all use the same VDO gauges, and it's just a 12-volt gauge. And it's just one of those things that I had lying around, and I thought, why not for fun? Yeah, one of you recognized that there was no reservoir in this loop. No, man, I'm not going to CES because I got to be honest with you. CES is really a waste of time for me. Unless somebody wants to, the truth is that it's just a waste of time for this market. If you're a big player, Intel, AMD, Nvidia, but just for smaller companies, it's just a waste of time and money. I would go strictly for just socializing and hanging out with people I know in the industry. I wouldn't go there for business. It's just a waste of money, and that's the truth. That's why you'll find that a lot of companies no longer are on the main exhibit halls, and they don't even do the hotel suites anymore. They've pulled out because it's just a waste of money. CES, Computex is the best bet for our industry for trade shows. Just like Callan. Callan will tell you he was just over at Computex. That's like the SEMA show for our industry. CES, not so much. CES is just not. It's just not our industry, man. I went there, and I think it was 2012. I was there. I don't know. It was a waste of money. Dude, the booth that was in the exhibit hall for Fractal Design, because Fractal Design invited me there to share the booth with them. The cost of the booth, just the space to be there for the week of CES, you could have bought a brand new Tesla. That's how expensive it was just to rent the space to be there, all right? It's insanely expensive, and you got to deal with union guys, and it's just not worth it for our industry, because most of our consumers just watch everything from the comfort of their home, from their PC or their phone. I mean, there's no reason to really go to these shows. I mean, it's nobody's showing up, man. Lian Li, Inwin will always be there because they have such an established market already, and it is just a write-off for them. But to drop freaking, almost $100,000 to be there for a week and maybe catch some publicity from some of the sites and that, or videos on YouTube, it's just not worth it. It's not. Especially for a small business with a niche. And you're hard pressed to even find like DIY liquid cool stuff. Now I know Alpha Cool this year in 2017 had a suite there. but it's just way too niche for us guys, you know. Yeah, I know. Computex had a lot of custom builds going on this year. That's great, and that's good. It's got to keep flourishing because it's good for the hobby. But CES, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to me, you know, or anybody in this niche market, man. So what I do to fill this, since I don't have a reservoir, is I've got this port right here, and I can just take my tubing with a funnel. And what I've been using to fill loops is these convenient squeeze bottles, all right? It's brass and it's got a valve on it, on-off valve, and you can raise or lower this. And this is really nice because when you fill a loop, as you guys know that have filled loops, you don't want to be a complete moron and shove a bunch of fluid in there and create air bubbles. So I can just go like this and take my time filling it. So if you're patient, you don't need a reservoir. And also what I've got in this loop is right here, I've got a coolant's bleeder valve right here on the SLI bridge water block. So I can just open that up, and that's how I can monitor how much liquid's in my loop. So that works out pretty slick. And yeah, but I agree, you know, sometimes a reservoir is nice depending on the build. For the Case Labs bullet build that I did, I definitely needed a reservoir in that because I can't even get my hands inside of it to fill the loop. Also, if you guys haven't heard, nsourced.net, their paracord sleeving is awesome. The best stuff ever. This inspired me to make the billet combs for N-Source sleeving, just because a lot of people are starting to buy N-Source brand, and Joey, the guy that owns N-Source, runs a great business too. So you know, you want to gravitate to people that do exceptionally good quality stuff, and they're a small business where word of mouth is really what matters for a small business to survive. And if you're putting out crap, people are going to shut you down, right? In this community, word will get out that you're shilling crap, and you'll get shut down. So, you know, always support the little guys when you can. Now, those of you that didn't see the build log, what I have down here, you can't really see it, is I've got a coolant's drain valve all the way down here in the bottom. Now, what's nice about this is that when I go to drain it, I can just take tubing with a fitting on it, attach it, lean it off the side of my workbench with a stool there and a bucket, and just drain the loop from there. And it's a similar valve to this, but it's a coolant's. Coolant's makes the best drain valve on the market, period. All right, Bits Power would be second, but Coolant's this isn't a Coolant's. This is actually an XSPC. These are a little cheaper. The action is you got to make sure you got it perfectly aligned, or else it will leak a little bit. But XSPC, why do people love XSPC so much? Because of their price, right? I got this off of Amazon Prime from Titan Rig for $11.99 shipped. All right, and I know most drain valves, if you go into the specialty shops, you're looking at least 20 something plus shipping. I mean, in 2 days, I got this for $11.99. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, Titan Rig's kicking major ass right now in supplying parts for our market. The Barrow stuff, yeah, I've seen it on eBay, and I know that the guys from Mod My Mod sell Barrow, the Barrow brand, and it's good. From what I heard, it's decent quality. Personally, I'm not a fan of Watercool stuff, and I know that you guys have even been sponsored by Watercool and use Watercool, but I've had issues with Watercool stuff on and off. Not saying that I don't use it entirely, but just not overly impressed with their quality. I like their radiators and that they have multi-ports. I like that option, but I've also gotten radiators that were half-ass painted with solder particle balls inside the radiator. I know that was a big issue, but I'm just not impressed with their quality control on stuff. That's just me. I do know that their PTG is very good. EK's PTG, it's got a weird substrate in it. I don't think they use 100% glycol in it. It doesn't cut like normal PTG. You know, suddenly you guys are gonna get me talking about stuff I shouldn't say. Told you. Well, here's the thing about starting a school, guys. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. Yeah, Primo Chill. Yep. I haven't used the Monsoon PTG yet, or the Primo Chill colored PTG. I've always gone clear PTG, and we use this stuff that's made in the USA by a company called Echelon. It's a plastics company, and they make the best PTG for 100% glycol in it. And that's what I've always used since day one. I'll always use clear. And if I want color, I'll just add dye. You're not going to see me using pastels and stuff like that. I'm just like real simple. I like to keep a loop. I like to keep the loop just simple. Distilled water, maybe dye, and that's about it. I don't like running pastels or putting any of that other stuff in. Just change out your loop every 6 months and you'll be fine. I just don't fall into the whole marketing of all this different liquid cooling additives and all this stuff. Just be diligent, take care of your own loop, drain it every 6 months, and you'll be fine. I mean, I had people say, which brand or what stuff should I use? And I'm just like, this is what I do. I just keep my life simple. I've seen, this other stuff like collecting corners of blocks and collect on the pins inside a block and that, or in the corners of things. And it's like, I don't want that. Just distilled water, keep it simple like it was since day one. That's me. I'm old school that way, but I understand that some people, they really want to capture a specific color scheme, right? And like this, if I had done clear, maybe I've done like a baby blue or orange pastel, right, from Mayhem's. I'd only get it from Mayhem's because I know Mick, and Mick spends a lot of time developing his stuff and testing it. He has to, because he has to protect his ass, Yeah, man. You'll see when my intern Andrew was here and we did the Rebel A build, the Cooler Master Cosmos, and we used the red pastel. Andrew had to become like a laboratory scientist and mix all this stuff. He's the one that wanted to do it, and it did look cool. It looked like tomato juice when it was running, or like blood. It was badass. I agree, but I don't know, it just wasn't for me, man. I like things simple. I still drive old cars because I can still work on them. I don't need to have a technician tell me what's wrong. I can just figure it out. I'm old school that way. And you're either on that bandwagon or you're not. It all depends. And I think a lot of people, they get the additives and then they realize later that it was just a pain in the ass, but because they didn't know. You don't have to change it every 6 months. You can wait longer if you want to. It's up to you. There's no set rule. 6 months is a good diligent guideline. That's me. But if you want to wait longer than that, that's fine. I've got a loop running with the first PTG build that I did, the MZ1 of the Madzu guys when we did that hammer test, and we've had that's been running now for whenever that video was done. What has it been? Almost 2 years now, the same loop, but that was on purpose because it was PTG the first time we were using it. So I'm kind of doing my own observation test with that loop. So I haven't swapped that out. So, but I just I don't buy into, I gotta have this and that, and it's gonna help give me better temperatures because I read blah, blah, blah. I'm 50, man. No, I'm not 50, I'm 48. Yeah, I'm 48. 48. And I've been doing this, I've had my business for, I think the last I looked it was 18 years, so. And full-time, been doing this business for 12 years, which is, it's weird. Well, you know, having your own business, until you've done it, it's hard to relate to people that have it, because it's great to have the freedom to do what you want and never feel like you have to answer to anybody but yourself. But there's also times that you get overwhelmed, you know, because you wear so many hats, you know, and you got to keep the money coming in. You got to pay the bills. So I don't know how I got on that. Thanks everybody for watching. So I probably missed some questions here, just kind of periodically looking. Yeah, so yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, man, thanks for being a supporter. I do this because I love it, you know, and if I, you know. No, this build is for me. It's my own build. It's my own build. I started it in 2016 March. And the reason why it's taken so long is because I've only worked on it when I've had spare time. And as I was saying earlier, all the parts on it, I sourced out the best deals I could, you know, through friends or even eBay. Hey guys, eBay is a great source for getting liquid cooling components, because there's so many people that change their mind after they've bought it, or they get it and they don't get around to using it. It's too late to return it for a refund, and they just list it on eBay just to get rid of it. I've bought so many liquid cooling components off eBay that were decent. They're hardly used for a great price, just because there's so many people that get into this hobby. For some reason, they can never get to their build, you know, because maybe they're trying to chase that bleeding edge of tech, which, as you know, when you try to do that, you fall into this trap. You're never going to be on top of it, right? You know, and you know, just so like the video cards I got in this. They're 980 GTX Ti EVGAs. I got them because a friend was upgrading to 1080s. And I'm like, dude, what do you want for them? I'll take them. I'm not going to be gaming on this. I'm just going to do some Photoshop and some video editing. And that's it. This is just going to be my workstation PC. And so I got a good deal on those. And then the water blocks that are on those are coolants. They're coolants, and they're very good. A lot of people still today are like, coolants? Oh man, I don't know. I've never really heard anything about them, because they don't really throw a lot of money into marketing. That's because they've been around for a long time, and they're established in OEM stuff outside of our hobby. So they don't have to really worry about advertising. They're doing fine on their own. They make an excellent quality product. Those of you who use coolants will agree. For the price, I'd say it's the best product out there. So the water blocks are from Coolants along with the SLI bridge. Currently, or the last time I looked on coolants.com, you can get 980 GTX water blocks for $69.95 on sale. They're trying to close them out. And these are the same blocks that I've got in this with the back plates. Yes, exactly. Callan, Envious Mods. By the way, everybody, follow Envious Mods channel. Callan's an up-and-coming pro modder. That's cool, Dennis. The turbine mod. Yeah, I remember doing that video like in, it was like 2006 or something like that. And we were selling those kits. Here's the thing today, and some of you that have followed me on the Modzu when we've done the Hangout, and by the way, we're taking a break from the Hangouts over the summer just so we can do our own personal stuff, there's a growing majority of people that don't want to DIY builds anymore, gang. They don't want to do anything that requires power tools. So when I first started MMPC Tech, I was making a lot of products that required you to cut up your case to mount a custom grill, right? today that's really dwindling part of our market, and so I've gotten away from doing stuff like that, either making or retailing stuff like that, just because that market of DIY is shrinking. Yep, B-Bert. It's Porsche. It's inspired by Steve McQueen's Porsche 917 from his movie Le Mans. It's the Golf livery colors with the stripe. But you can see the big massive EK 360 in here. And what's cool about this radiator is it actually had a drain port at the bottom of it, which they don't do anymore. I don't know why they discontinued that radiator. Yeah, I love modding, but having a specialty niche store that caters to modding, it's you got to be really careful. It's not really a market that you can thrive in like you used to. PC case modding and that is not the hobby it was. It's changing because the manufacturers out of the box are offering so much stuff with cases that you don't have to make any modifications. I remember when cases, you couldn't even mount a 240 radiator in any type of retail case. Then suddenly the manufacturer's like, oh, this is what they want. Or actually what pushed that was the Corsair all-in-one cooler. The first all-in-one coolers started pushing manufacturers to start accommodating all-in-one coolers. And the key to success and surviving in this market is you got to innovate stuff. You've got to innovate. You got to answer to what people want. For example, a lot of the. Let's see. Hello, Bill. Do you think you will modify a budget chassis? Yeah, at some point. Hey, in fact, I've done that before, but it doesn't normally get a huge response from people. But I'm tentatively thinking of doing it with the new Fractal Design Focus G chassis that just came out like last month. If you guys seen the Fractal Design Focus G, I think it retails for like $59.95 for a mid-tower. And I helped them with the development of that chassis. I've been a consultant for Fractal Design for the last 2 years. So any of their new products or the new cases that have come out, I've had some feedback input in the direction of them. And if you recall, when I did the Fractal Design Define S, the candy blue, flat candy blue one a couple years ago, for Computex, they really like that color, and actually the Focus G they want to offer in that color along with red. So right now in the States you can get a Focus G Fractal Design case at Newegg for $59.99 in black, and if sales are good, which I'm sure they will be at that price point, we're going to see in a couple months the red and the metallic blue version of the Focus G hit the market here. So I'm excited to maybe do something with that. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing against budget cases, but I am particular about which budget case it's going to be. And Fantex is an excellent example of a good budget case. Some of their cases that are under $100. Like the Enthoo Pro is an excellent case, and Fractal Design's Define S is a great case. That was retailing last I looked for, was it $79.99? Or I think even $69.99 on Newegg. Oh yeah, the Define C. Yeah, I just got a Define. I'm supposed to get a mini Define C here and come up with a window kit for it. And those of you that have watched my Nano S video were asking for that. So yeah, I've got a mini Fractal Design mini Define Mini C on its way. Should be here next week to adapt our Nano S kit over to that chassis as well. But yeah, Fractal Design, they make excellent cases. And with this new Focus G, they're tapping into the mid price range market, which is very competitive. But they've got a great reputation behind them for their quality. You know, they're really stringent about the quality control. And because they want to keep the RMAs down. When you focus more on quality control, when you have a small staff, you don't have to worry so much about RMAs, right? With things falling apart. You know, where some of these companies, they just rush so fast to get it out there that they address the RMAs after it's already, you know, several hundred or thousand people have bought it, right? Which platform? Billet case handles. I think if you just swap out, I'd have to know. I have to know what screw thread their handles are, because our MMPC billet handles are they're made for quarter by 20 size machine bolts, and I think that Case Labs is smaller, like I don't know for sure, like 1032 thread. It depends on what size bolt the Case Labs takes, because I'm sure you could use our handles, but you may have to source out your own way to bolt them on. I've only had the bullet, and the bullet didn't have that option. Oh, I don't know if they're threaded or not. Speaking of Steve McQueen, all right, well, this is a Case Labs Bullet BH4, and it doesn't, the top, that looks like it may be a 1032 hole. It's a through hole though, but I don't think a quarter by 20 bolt that we include with our billet handles will work. I think it's too big, so you may just have to do some little modding, which will only require a power drill, right? This is kind of hard to tell, but this is the end source paracord sleeving. This is the gray color. I think this was gray graphite. The lighting isn't that good, but that's from the bullet build. Anyways, I probably missed a lot of questions here. I'm rambling on, but yeah, thanks guys for joining in here. A new case, Antec 300. I remember when those came out and they were like $39.95, and I bought like 3 of them. A great case to mod, gang, is the Fractal Design Define S. Define S for a mid-tower. $69.95 on Newegg last I looked. It's a great case, and it will take a 360 radiator in the front and a 360 radiator in the ceiling. The reason the price is down, you know, at $69.95 is that it doesn't have optical drive cages or hard drive cages, but you can mount those on the motherboard plate on the back side of it. But yeah, the Define S for a cheap case that's well made. Fractal Design, Define S. Great case. And when this Fractal Design Focus G that just got listed, check that out. That's $59.95 on Newegg. Mosquito has the Inwin 301 in his possession, and he's got a plan for it, but again, it's a matter of time. Mosquito actually has we both got a Case Labs Bullet at the same time last year. He's got the ITX version, mine's the Micro ATX version, and we're kind of, you know, dude, let's just say he's got a lot of stuff on his plate right now. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate. If he sees this, he's just gonna laugh. He's also in the middle of building a brand new workshop too, so I don't know when that Inwin 301 build or mod's gonna happen. You know, I don't know. It will happen at some point. I know because he's focused on it happening. I just don't know when. But you know, so let me see if there's anything else. Just hanging in the shop. Got final photos done of my master case build. As I was saying, I shopped around for deals on a lot of the stuff I use in this build, just because actually I enjoy finding deals, you know, and I'll go to Newegg, or no, not Newegg, eBay. And also, we're also getting in the routine of checking Amazon now, right? Because if you have a Prime membership, and Titan Rig is rocking for liquid cooling stuff. You can get it in 2 days via Prime. I had that thing shipped to me, UPS second day, free. This was $11.99, this XSPC drain valve. That's awesome. I mean, Titan Rig's taking names right now in this market. The CPU water block, the Bits Power, I got that off eBay. It was in great shape. I got it for like 30 bucks, you know. Just shop around, guys, and don't fall into the trap that it has to be the bleeding edge brand new. You know, it doesn't have to be. Wouldn't you agree? So anyways, starting to run out of steam here, and I got some other stuff to take care of. So thanks everybody for checking in the live stream. It was fun to chat with you. It's always fun to chat live and catch questions. I know there's a lot I missed. If I missed your question, you can post it in the comments. That way I can see it, because in the live chat I probably missed your question. So if there's a question I've missed, just post it in the comments for this video versus a live chat. That way I can see it later and answer it. Yeah, so I can try to, do this again sometime when I have time, maybe with the bullet case next. I don't know when though, so it just happens that I had time. But go ahead and post your questions in the comments, because you're all in the chat right now, and you got to post it in the comments for the video so I can see it. Otherwise, I'm missing your questions in the chat because there's just too many of them. All right. Thanks everybody for being a supporter, and this was fun. Hopefully, yeah. Take care, Callan. Have a good one, man. Instagram, I rarely get to check those questions. I'm sorry. It just as you guys know, having umpteen social media channels, it's hard to check and keep up on them all, right? Greets from Germany, Dennis, Le Mans, man. That was Porsche reclaiming Le Mans again. That was so cool. That car, there is footage of the Le Mans race from this weekend of the Porsche, and if you guys are at all interested in cars and racing games, the footage, the in-car footage is just insane at how it drives the track like it's on rails. It's insane, the technology that's going on right now. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they broke the track record for lap time. It's just, but also, I gotta also say this, is that the new Le Mans cars they're losing, to me, it's kind of, they're losing their character. I mean, they just look like these upside down speedboats. You know what I mean? They're just like, they don't have the curvaceous, sexy curves like the cars they used to. I don't know. It's just like they're all starting to look the same. I don't know. I'm just being the old guy complaining, right? So post your questions in the comments. I gotta bug out, guys. So I gotta cruise. But thanks for watching, and I'll try to do this again sometime. Yeah, I gotta bug out and take care of some stuff. So thanks everybody. Have a good one. Love ya. See ya.